I'd like to start my talk about ethical violations and board discipline by citing one article that I found by Hill et al. From 2023. And they basically did a study and a survey of professional counselors and the ethical dilemmas that resulted in disciplinary action. And they said there were 10 themes that emerged. Number one, confidentiality. Number two, unprofessional behavior. Number three, boundaries. Number four, client autonomy. Number five, professional relationships. And number six, dual relationships. 7, 8, 9, and 10 go on about other things, but I wanted to focus on those top six because they all have a lot in common. Number one, confidentiality, but then the others are all about boundaries, unprofessional behavior, dual relationships, professional relationships. So it's all connected with boundaries and professional relationships. So then when I went to my state's board, actually, I tried to research my state of Georgia, but I hit a lot of walls there. So I switched over to the state of Louisiana, which was very thorough. And I found a lot of cases there, read over some cases there. And I did find that the cases in the disciplinary issues with the state board very much in line with the findings from the scholarly article. And I picked one particular case. It cites the disciplinary action of, I will not name her name, but it is a female LPC. And it says that she had engaged in unethical conduct by entering into an inappropriate sexual relationship with a former client in violation of the time frame set forth at LAC 46 LX section 2103 A5B. So that is all in the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana Licensed Professional Counselors Board of Examiners. And so that's the behavior. And the discipline, she actually had a lot of disciplinary actions that she has to undergo. She basically did a settlement. And so first step is her license was suspended, and it is suspended for 18 months, and during which time she has to do several things in order to get reinstated, to get her license back. One thing she has to do, there's too many to talk about right here, but she has to obtain 12 continuing education hours in ethics focused on client boundaries, approved by the NBCC, the ACC, or the Louisiana Counseling Association. She also was fined a significant amount, and she also has to reimburse, and there were several other things that she has to do, but this video, the time does not permit me to talk about all of that. So I will move on to the next section and talk about the ACA Code of Ethics that were violated by this particular case. It was Section A5 prohibited non-counseling roles and relationships, specifically A5C, sexual and or romantic relationships with former clients, sexual and or romantic counselor-client interactions for a period of 5 years following the last professional contact. So that's exactly what happened in her case. She did not wait whatever the allotted time frame was, which is at least 5 years according to the ACA. And I also cross-referenced the Georgia Code of Ethics just to try to get something from my state. And the Georgia Code of Ethics, the rule that was violated there is Rule 135-7-.02, integrity. Specifically, number 2, under that heading is unprofessional conduct includes, but is not limited to, engaging in sexual activities or sexual advances with any client, trainee, or student. And also, moving on from that question, the outcome of the board discipline. The outcome is after 18 months, she hopefully will get reinstated. She agreed to this settlement, so the outcome is actually pending in this particular case. And now we're going to talk about impairment. The ACA Code of Ethics and the state of Georgia, as well as Louisiana, talk a lot about impairment. ACA Code of Ethics talks about how counselors need to monitor themselves for signs of impairment from their own physical, mental, or emotional problems. And that is section C2G of the ACA Code of Ethics. The Louisiana Code of Ethics talks about impairment as well. And I like what they say because they go into detail in chapter 21 of the Code of Conduct for LPCs. They talk about impairment as being alert to your own physical, mental, emotional problems and refrain from offering or providing professional services when such impairment is likely to harm a client or others. So basically, we have to always, as LPCs, monitor ourselves, being on the lookout for signs of impairment. And that goes right along with just do no harm and do unto others and the golden rule. So my faith talks about all of the above. Do no harm. As a follower of Christ, Jesus himself said the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God and then love your neighbor as yourself. So if you're not taking care of yourself as a counselor, monitoring and taking action to stop impairment, then you're going to harm others. And that is the number one thing we don't want to do. Thank you very much.